Yes, guys, we are finally back. We finally made it, brothers and sisters. Welcome to every single one of you guys who've tuned into this year vibrations on this year Brbptv. Be real, be positive television, brothers and sisters. This is the very first out of 2 reactions I'll be dropping. Yesterday you did not see one on the Mr. Leaks reaction, guys, but today you will definitely see one right there, brothers and sisters. So tune in for that a bit later on today. But welcome, brothers and sisters, to this Brbptv YouTube platform. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Welcome to every single one of you guys. I do appreciate you guys right there for tuning into this vibrations. And of course, guys, don't forget to do what? Click the thumbs up button, brothers and sisters. Hit the like button. You guys have definitely been doing that. Please, I would appreciate that you hit the like button right there. And then don't forget to do that, brothers and sisters. And of course, subscribe if you're definitely new to this channel. Or if you have been watching these videos, Mr. Leaks, I don't see the videos. Now subscribe, brothers and sisters. Subscribe to the channels so you'll get the latest vibrations when it come out right there, man. Big up to everybody who has been subscribing, and of course we'll be doing subscribing today right there, guys. Click subscribe, click the bell, and then click all, of course, helping the channel to grow when you subscribe. And of course you've been notified when I drop my videos in that regard right there. Anyways, without further ado, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations for the day. Of course, we've seen something rather interesting that has taken place in the nature island, the Caribbean, Dominica, brothers and sisters, and this is very important right there. So we see a truck that is not covered. Of course, TO161 or 151, 161, brothers and sisters. And of course, the truck is definitely dropping debris on the road. Now, I don't think these individuals fully understand what they're doing, but brothers and sisters, cover the thing now. Cover the thing. I know sometimes you might be saying, boy, you know what? The road might have some potholes. Maybe I can just leave that uncovered, and while I move in, some of the debris get to cover the road, the potholes from time to time. Maybe that's what the person was thinking. You know, I'm saying maybe because it doesn't make any logical sense to me. Why would you leave this uncovered with the deep? You're going to be bringing less for the people that you're actually bringing this to. Why would you do that? So the only thing I can conclude, maybe this guy decides, hey, maybe there's potholes in the road, and if I travel on the road enough times, maybe the debris will fill the potholes. But this is also dangerous for bikers. I can tell you, I'm a biker, I can tell you, that is very dangerous, brothers and sisters, especially if this thing is just falling down and you're going on a corner and then you see this thing, brothers and sisters. I have missed a lot of these already, brothers and sisters. God must have been holding me. Yes, you are holding me up. He must be holding me up. So this one going now, brothers and sisters, all you get the point right. He holding me up, man. Because sometimes when you come on the corners, man, and especially if you go uphill, you come on them corners, brothers and sisters, and you see a set of TARISH. Gotcha. If you had to beat as a bike, I don't know. I remember one time I had to wall ride. Oh, you mad. Guys, please be mindful of this and cover your TARISH, especially for the individuals who are receiving this stuff. You're gonna get you're not gonna get the person get enough TARISH. Then they have to call you. Maybe that's willful. Maybe you're doing this so that enough TARISH can drop in the road so you can go back for another set to bring for them. Please cover the stuff, man, especially individual driving, and this thing is going on them, dirty in their vehicles as well. Be mindful now, people, brothers and sisters. Talk about being mindful. We're getting to jail right now, brothers and sisters. This is Hollywood. This is Dominica, Hollywood, brothers and sisters. And we have some actors.
Oh, chief of Gladway.
We have some actors in the building, from my understanding, right there, brothers and sisters. And here we have Bigfoot. This is Bigfoot. Bigfoot sending substance inside the prison. Yes, guys, Bigfoot is indeed in the building. Apparently some guy decided they want to sell. I think that's how they do the drug stuff. Maybe they come on the side, and then there's no guards. They have cameras and they fly things inside the prison for people. And I guess they have the substance. Just the other day we were talking about an individual who actually went into prison to sell stuff for prisoners, which is interesting right there, brothers and sisters. How did he get inside it to get the clearance? We haven't heard anything as a result of that. And how did he escape? That is the question we have to ask, considering he mentioned he managed to escape. That's something else. Now we have an individual thinking he's a javelin thrower. Yes, sending things inside. They cannot come out. Well, we can send things inside. I'll take it, send it for you. Probably 2-3 a.m. in the morning you go, and you know the guards are sleeping. But the cameras are rolling. and Bigfoot decide is they want to come and throw things inside the prison. Guys, be mindful of that. Right there. Did he get caught? I don't think so. I mean, that is something else. Wait a while. It just dawned on me there. So they're robbing the police station in St. Joseph. They're robbing police station. They coming to sell things to prisoners inside prison. And no, they coming to sell drugs. From my understanding, I was told this is drugs. They're selling drugs inside the prison. What kind of state is that? What kind of place is this? They're robbing the police station. You don't want to rob police station. You coming to sell substance, marijuana, from my understanding. They're coming to sell the Mary Jane to people inside prison. That is crazy right there. And now they're selling drugs inside the prison. Guess how you go to prison for drug possession, but when you selling drugs inside the prison, brothers and sisters, woe be unto us right there, man. So that thought just came to mind in that regard. Anyways, talking about woe to unto us, brothers and sisters, we never get to see this sort of unique incident or event yesterday, brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, a number of individuals in Dominica and across the Caribbean did not get to see it. However, some individuals did get to see the magnificence of this right there, brothers and sisters. Even though the moon is very much smaller, millions of miles away from the sun, brothers and sisters, it did cast a great shadow. It's interesting, brothers and sisters, that we were looking at the sky. I was looking at the sky from a friend of mine's video in New York. And brothers and sisters, even though the moon covered the sun, before the moon covered the sun, you did not see the moon, eh? The moon was completely invisible. Yes! The moon was completely invisible until it came in the pathway of the sun. You saw a black thing just start to appear. It's interesting how nature is in. Boy, I tell you, it's interesting. I just thought that was interesting right there, brothers and sisters. Looking at this majestic stuff right there, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Dominica did not get to experience this, but there was some level of experience that Dominica did get to experience. For example, Domlek energy, electricity. Domlek gave us easy that. Domlek gave us an eclipse, brothers and sisters. Domlek electricity, that is something else. But you know what's rather interesting, guys? This thing right there. Individuals were sending this to me like crazy, man. Individuals were like, the only clips they want to see. You can see Skerrit looking like the sun, and then you see brother Fontaine coming into it. That's what they want to see. I agree. That is the eclipse that we definitely want to see. The man screwing up the place too much. He bringing too much heat in Dominica. Too much heat. For real. We need the overcast, brothers and sisters. We need the not just overcast. We need the takeover. Of course, we know the economist right there, the legendary economist himself. So a number of persons were saying that this is definitely the eclipse that they want to see. They don't want to see Skerrit no more. I agree. But also it's interesting to find out, brothers and sisters, there was another one in that regard right there. Individuals were also making the claim that this is the eclipse that they want to see. They want to see Lennox back in the position once again, man. And I can't blame them, because Lennox has been doing a pretty good job. Even once for Lennox, brothers and sisters, we would not know a number of things. So the balance here is between Lennox and Thomson Fontaine. Which eclipse would you like to see? On one hand, we know that Thomson Fontaine is a legendary economist. He has, his work has spoken for itself in a number of countries right there, brothers and sisters, and of course across the world. Of course, definitely if you have to put that in the inside of Dominica, most likely something great would happen. But then you have Lennox Linton on the other hand, who has brought a lot of information out there for us to really know and see what is actually taking place in Dominica. Because if it was not for Lennox Linton, we would not know what on earth is going on, especially when secrets have been had to the point where he exposed it first, and then people from overseas and other places, OCCRP, European Union, a number of places, also reveal the same thing that it brought to us, brothers and sisters. Numbers is a very interesting. You follow the numbers and you look at the numbers. That is where you want. If you want to know anything in life, brothers and sisters, you follow the numbers and you look at the numbers. If you want to get rich, you follow the numbers. Who has the numbers? The richer folks. You follow what they do, see what they're doing, and this kind of things. The schooling system does not help you. It is there to provide the basis. It is not here to provide, brothers and sisters, the elevation standing when it comes down to present reality. So, of course, they both have their pros and their abilities to actually do things when it comes down to the elevation of Dominica, economic wise, and of course information wise. You know, if it wasn't for Lennox and this individual right there, a lot of things that we would not know, especially Lennox, Linton, a lot of things we would not know, brothers and sisters. And of course, this brings me to my next clip right there. Of course, this is none other than Lennox, Linton speaking about the $6.4 billion, brothers and sisters, that apparently is a heist that has taken place in Dominica. Remember, the Prime Minister indicated, Skerrit say that there's no more money outside there, which is rather interesting. When you listen to the European Union, they say, hey, 75% of the fund of passports sold were not reported to Dominica. So if it was not reported, then that means the 75% that was not reported most likely had a sale. I know they did not get it for free, but Skerrit coming and telling people, hey, you know what, guys, that money out there now is the 25% that we actually brought in, you know, that was the actual monies, and the 75% apparently does not. But of course, Lennox has the other view right there, saying, indicating to us, hey, something is wrong.
Dominica. Do you even ask yourself, what should the people do when a corruptible national leader, aided and abetted by a cabinet of ministers and senior public officers?
No, I don't think the ministers, all the ministers are involved in this thing. I think some of them are definitely involved in this thing. But the question here is, when you get in certain salary increases and these kind of things, that you tend to stay quiet. Why should I lose my $2,000 to $3,000 increase in salary to go back to Dominica to make what, $2,000 when I get an increase on my salary of $2,300 and more? Why? You know, so you know that can be a very difficult thing right there. So the question here is, are they involved? Indirectly, no. When they say nothing, indirectly, yes. When they say nothing, they are definitely involved in that regard, because, well, I guess sometimes they don't know what's going on, but they're, some of them just there, you know, just there, not to do nothing, you know. This is why most of the people that you see who are your power reps today are doing absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. What are the power reps in your community doing, guys? What they doing? Huh? What? Absolutely nothing. But in the next election, they want you to vote for them to do absolutely nothing. Then you make noise and say, but yeah, we don't do no. But they're doing absolutely nothing. And you go in and vote for them again. Interesting stuff. Let's continue.
Is compromised by foreigners into making deals that effectively steal billions of dollars from the sale of the country's citizenship. Incredible.
He asked the question, what do you do? Well, it seems like Dominicans waiting for somebody else to do something so they can watch if that person is successful. They stay quiet. And if that person does falter or nothing happens, they know that they were not in the vicinity, and of course lose their little money that they will get as a result, you know. The little cement bag, the cement bag that they would get, you know, for their vote.
Unbelievable. Never thought a man could do that to the country he claims to love, right?
Well, if that is his country, because if you're making your children born overseas, as the prime minister of a country, all your children getting, well, I don't know about the first one, but all your children getting born as prime minister, not even they make baby after, you know, before, you know, during your prime ministership, you making your babies born overseas. Your wife has allegiance to Canada, from my understanding, and you it has stated that you have allegiance to France, to the French nations. So when they're talking about love for country, you have to be part of the country. Not true. I myself, I don't know.
So you brushed it aside. Well, he did it. He facilitated the theft of billions of dollars from the people of Dominica, and he believes he is so smart that he made this grand theft legal through signed contracts that will be honored by the courts. 40,273 passports of Dominica were sold for the 7-year period, July 1st, 2016 to June 30th, 2023, for $9.1 billion, of which only $2.7 billion came into the Treasury, the Consolidated Fund of Dominica. The balance of $6.4 billion.
Guys, when I talk about the 25% to the 75%, you can go on Dominican News Online and read it, for yourself. Look for European Union and go through the articles where they talk about Skerrit there, about the CBI, European Union in Dominica for CBI, and calculate it. It is generally on the basis of 25%, because 25% on 10. Let me rephrase that. 25% on 100, brothers and sisters, is what? 25. So you have 2.7 on 9.1, brothers and sisters. 25% reach the country. Yeah, it looks like about around 75% around there. That could be a little less though. I think on the 10, 2.5, that's a little less. So it could be around 70, 71, around there, brothers and sisters. But it's around that vicinity. Obviously, we know the sale of different things varies in number of things. So maybe 25% has a little more weight than the 75%. But still, it is a sale.
As belonging to the people of Dominica is missing. But Roosevelt Skerrit says it is not due to the people of Dominica.
This talk about missing billions. I want to say to Dominicans very clearly and without any fear of contradiction, there are absolutely no missing monies that are due to the people of Dominica.
How wonder if there's no missing monies due to the people? When 25, it's not Lennox or whoever come and say that, brothers and sisters. European Union came and tell Dominican people 75%. I know Lennox them was saying that, but when European Union come and say, because they have the facts, 75%, and they said that there could be more. 75% was not reported to the Dominican people. And Skerrit come in and tell people, oh, there's no more money outside there. But you have to be, you have to follow the numbers. You have to be a Ted Calbas for you to not understand what I'm saying there. Labor rights, wake up.
None. How can he even say that? And how did we get there? Yeah.
The man don't even say, let me go through your accounts and see if what you say in there mix up with. He tell you don't have no money. How you bald-faced? Like, how you can be bald-faced so? What kind of bald-faced? What kind of person are you to be bald-faced so?
Years ago, when we thought there was only one cash option to obtain citizenship of Dominica called the Economic Diversification Fund, the EDF, Skerrit confirmed that behind the backs of the people of Dominica, he had introduced a second option, the housing cash option. Now, while the EDF contributions came directly into the Consolidated Fund, Skerrit said CBI funds collected through MMCE were for housing projects. And so, just like the investments in CBI real estate projects, those funds are not government revenue and therefore went into escrow.
Oh, so that's what you're talking about. So you're saying it for something else that is supposed to be actually for Dominica, but because it's not in the same category, it have no money outside there. Even though there is money outside there just to be used for housing. It's outside there, brothers and sisters. It's not inside, it's outside there. But he's saying no, it's not outside there, even though it's outside. Increase.
If we did not go with the housing program in the way that we went, that all of this revenue would go to the state. And therefore it would form part of the estimates.
Yes.
That's come on.
On the public sector investment program.
The money collected under the housing option for housing projects for the state of Dominica is direct revenue from passport sales. It belongs to the people of Dominica.
See, there's no if about it, brothers and sisters. It belongs to the people of Dominica. Whether you choose to put it under housing or rebuilding, whatever, it's supposed to come to the consolidated fund so that it can be used for exactly what you stated it should be used. But there's no accountability for that. You know? There's no accountability to say, yes, guys, this money is out there. And nobody can account for it. It's outside there. Nobody should care about it. Just like Skerrit telling Matt that he doesn't believe that they should people should ask the government about salary increases, even though it's the people the money coming from. Let me continue.
Had we included this in the estimates, the budget would not be $1 billion. It would be about $2 billion, $2.2 billion.
Between 2017, 2018 and 2019, 2020, the MMC share of the CBI cash option revenues increased by 271%, while government's EDF share declined by 64%. By June 30th, 2020, 73% of all CBI revenues from direct cash contributions came through MMCE on the...
Guys, you don't hear that. You didn't hear that.
Between 2017, 2018 and 2019, 2020, the MMC share of the CBI cash option revenues increased by 271%, while government's EDF share declined by 64%. By June 30th, 2020, 73% of all CBI revenues from direct cash contributions came through MMCE under the control of Anthony Mr. Abdullah Hayden, while 27% came into Dominica through the EDF.
And one of the things that why you will see, for example, is a reduction in revenue over the years for government. It is not that the program is doing worse off this year than the previous years. It is because you have more projects.
Skerrit told us as much in August 2019 when he lauded the MMC-controlled housing option as Dominica's premier CBI program.
The housing program now is the premier program. If we did not have the housing program, you would see a dramatic number in terms of revenue for the government, because now the housing program is doing better than the fund option.
How is the housing program doing better when it's the same CBI funds you have to raise? The same CBI funds you have to raise. Are people owning these houses? No. You are building these houses for people to come and stay for free, because they cannot build the houses for themselves. Why? Because you destroy the economy. You destroy the economy. There's not much spending power in the economy for entrepreneurship and a number of businesses to strive. This is why about 12 businesses have already closed down for 2024. On top of the other businesses that have closed down for 2023, 2022, 2021. Well, let's forget 2021 because of Rona. 2020, and all the way down, brothers and sisters. You know how much businesses that closed down already? Brothers and sisters, I saw the Coca-Cola truck passing up and down this way. But wait, I say, but to me, we had a Coca-Cola factory. Why are we still doing with a Coca-Cola truck passing up and down the place? What is that? You know? We have a Coca-Cola factory in Dominica. I remember back in the day we had one. You know, it's so weird. You know, we have Coca-Cola truck, but no Coca-Cola factory. Not that I'm saying Coca-Cola is nice to drink. It's dangerous to drink this stuff. But you know, in the nature aisle, you know, that's how we promote ourselves with artificial stuff, and then we call ourselves the nature aisle of the Caribbean. Anyways, I sidetracked it. Let's continue.
Note well, if we did not have the housing program, you would see a dramatic number in terms of revenue for the government. In other words, the housing program, which could easily be handled under the EDF cash option, has taken away the dramatic revenue numbers from government and placed them in the hands of Hayden and MMCE.
Now, if we did not have this project and we had this agent selling for Dominica,
all of this money would have been part of revenue in the consolidated fund. These monies go into the development, therefore it cannot be part of revenue.
Oh, so that's why. So the 6.4 goes into development, and the 2.7 that was brought to Dominica is for Dominicans to use. Well, I don't know how Dominica is using it there, but you know, we have agriculture and tourism. Where are we going with that now? Jobs being created, brothers and sisters. We have how much hotels making?
As far as Skerrit is concerned, that money, by signed agreement, belongs to Hayden and MMC. Once he does housing projects at whatever cost.
I like that. I like the fact that he said at whatever cost. Because from time to time, you guys hear me saying that they might exaggerate cost. Something might cost, say, $1,000 to make, right? They will exaggerate the cost and say, no, it costs $5,000 to make. And then when they billing it, they spend about $500. So they pocketing about $7,500. Well, what I said, if it's $5,000 and it's $500, they pocketing about $4,500, brothers and sisters. Prime example of that, brothers and sisters. Well, I don't know if it's a prime example, but it's a good example of that, brothers and sisters. The bridges. They renovated the bridges to make them stronger. Isn't that what the case is? Isn't that what the case is, brothers and sisters? To the point where they had party on the bridge. Yes, I was there. I ate some nice sandwich. Yes, man, them sandwich come down. That is money for about $40,000 I think they spent for making the party. But I had a nice time. Yes, of course. Yes, man, the sandwich was fantastic. And I go back and I bring home for supper. Yes, brothers and sisters. So they had party on the bridge. Tropical Storm Erica come and just take down all them bridges they build. Not the bridges that do renovate, you know. Those bridges they do renovate, stay up, you know. But those that they renovate, apparently, all of them fail.
Whether it is significantly less than the CBI money he has collected, nothing is due to the people of Dominica. They have no change for us. As far as Skerrit is concerned, Dominica passport money through the housing citizenship access option is not Dominica's money.
That's what he's saying. So there is monies out there, but because it's not under the normal one, he's saying that this money is not Dominica's one. It's for the development aspect, which is supposed to come to Dominica, and then whatever development is supposed to be done should pass through Parliament with that monies. But apparently Skerrit said, you know what? Let's just leave that monies outside there. We'll let Anthony or whoever handle it. And then when we're ready to get some funds and want to do some buildings or whatever, then we can do it. But the money is supposed to come to the Dominican people. Schematics, playing with us with schematics.
It is Hayden's money. You know, there are certain agents of the CBI program obviously wishing they were in Hayden's shoes, who describe the arrangement as wonderful because government gets infrastructure projects with no risks. Because, of course, for these Dominican passport pirates, the risk of losing billions of dollars from the sale of citizenship to crooks and criminals is no risk at all. My brothers and sisters of Dominica.
It's interesting. That's probably why a set of criminals have gotten Dominican passports. Because already say there's the most robust due diligence program out of all the Caribbean islands. We believe that, well, not we believe, we know for a fact that Dominica has more criminals that have obtained passports. To the point, brothers and sisters, that came to mind. I remember when Anna Sanford asked in Parliament about the individuals in Pakistan, I believe it is, who were selling Dominican passports. They had this whole thing taken about people buying passports and they go in England and those kind of things there. Brothers and sisters, this is one of the reasons why we believe that Dominica had to quickly run to get this cheap passports, electrical cheap passports, whatever, digital. I don't know how is a digital passport and a physical. I don't get that. But the cheap, brothers and sisters, the cheap passports, I would have to say, before you think is cheap. $4 million owed to Canada is not cheap. But the cheap passports, brothers and sisters, so that we could be more secure. But it's interesting that to be more secure, you have to use the passports that actually work in. But you go in places, you're traveling with these passports, and you know, some of them doesn't work properly. I know.
Dominica, are you okay with this heist? Are you just going to stand aside as it passes into the pages of our history?
The constitutional removal of the government,
that is right,
was aided and abetted by the Constitutional Cool Wash Brigade.
The Constitutional Cool Wash Brigade of Charles Sovereign and Anthony Astafan went into action in 1979.
The public service will not work. The hospitals will not work. The fire service will not work. The prison service will not work. The water department will not work. The post offices, the ports, the administrative setup will not work. The private sector unions will also keep their members out on strike. We will be prepared to stay out for as long as it takes.
It's interesting that Charles Savre was talking back in the day, man. You hear him talk, maybe it's his words, the way he was, you know, his diction, brothers and sisters. Maybe the way his tonality was what got people, hey, what, he's speaking properly, let's follow him. Today, the same man not standing for what he stood back then. Talking about people not going to work until something has happened. Nothing is happening, brothers and sisters. He stood there.
The Cool Wash Brigade stoned a duly elected government out of office because, as Charles Sovereign saw it at the time,
the government is dangerous to us and dangerous to the region as a whole.
And he became part of that dangerous government to the point where $6.4 billion is missing. Not being brought down to the people so that the people can say, hey, okay, this is what we need and what have you. He's telling the people that they don't have money and then the money is overseas because it's under something else. He's then saying that there's no money owed to the Dominican people because you're using it for development. Boy, sometimes I think I'm dumb, eh? I know I'm not dumb, brothers and sisters, but sometimes when you're listening to people, you just say, boy, I wonder if it's me that is the dummy. Me that fully dons. I see dotish. Yes, I might be a dotish. Because to me, I seen what making sense. And people going completely contrary to common sense. Sometimes in this day and age, brothers and sisters, when you're talking to people, you have to wonder if it's you that may be dotish. Yeah. I don't think that when I'm talking to people, you know, guys. But sometimes you have to wonder if it's you that is the dotish, you know. Because, I mean, it's right there. The man is lit Skerrit from his Skerrit motoring. Skerrit saying there are funds out there, but because the funds are used for development or housing or whatever, the funds supposed to stay outside there is not for the Dominican people, and the rest is for the Dominican people. So he's telling you there are monies outside there that they want to use for development, and that the rest, brothers and sisters, has gone to Dominica. So the money for development is not for Dominica. I was going to do that, but I said that doesn't make sense, man.
is this corrupt, wicked, evil, competent gang of government ministers now moonlighting as lazy, do-nothing weekend painters to divert attention away from the facilitation of the grand theft of Dominica's passport billions any less dangerous to us?
Brothers and sisters, and we're looking at things like this.
Our chief of
We're looking at things like this, and then we're saying, boy, what is that illegality that going on? The man taking and throwing drugs inside prison, boy. What is that? Who know who pay him to do this? Whoever who going to pay him from inside, maybe throw that inside there. You get it? Come inside there for them to get. I don't know how it working, brothers and sisters. We're looking at situations like these, and we call them illegalities. And when illegalities is taking place, because there are other facilities that supposed to hold the government accountable, are also themselves corrupt. The question Lennox asked, what do the people do to ensure that this doesn't happen? I listened to Professor Lumumba. I think, let me see if I can find it, guys. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. And as always, guys, I did find it right there. Take a listen to Professor Lumumba. He's a powerful individual. Take a listen to this.
If you go to countries where people make demands of their leaders, things are being delivered. You go to the Scandinavian country, you go to Norway, you go to Denmark, you go to Finland, you go to Sweden, and see how things are working. Because if
you don't understand what you just heard there, brothers and sisters. Let me replay it for you. Human beings are creatures of repetition. Let me play that again so you'll understand and play the full thing. So you'll get the full gist. Listen up, brethren.
If you go to countries where people make demands,
if you go to countries where people make demands of their leaders, they make demands of their leaders.
Things are being delivered.
Things get delivered. Why?
You go to the Scandinavian country, you go to Norway, you go to Denmark, you go to Finland, you go to Sweden, and see how things are working. Because if you joke, the people will come and make you resign.
Because if you joke with these people, like is what happened in Dominica, the government is joking with the people. You coming on radio and telling people there's no money that's remainder for Dominicans, and then in another sentence you saying there's money is outside there just because it's used for something else that's supposed to be done in Dominica.
You joke, the people will come and make you resign. But here, a person steals.
A person steals your money.
And we say we know he's a thief, but
and the people know he's a sacre volé.
He's our thief.
What?
No, he's a thief, but he's our thief.
We know he's a sacre volé, but he's our volé. Brothers and sisters, he's not talking about the Caribbean, no? He's talking about corruption in Africa. And that is the same thing that we've seen in the nature isle of the Caribbean.
How can a country grow?
How can a country grow? Brothers and sisters, is Dominica growing? Not at all. We have a set of incompetent leaders that's running rampant in society, and the minions, what are power reps that they put for the people to vote, not the people that put them there to vote for them, you know. No, they put their minions to run as parliamentarians, so they can do absolutely nothing for the people. And then when you ask these power reps, hey, how is the country? All things are going wonderful as planned. In an objective reality world that we're seeing, objective, brothers and sisters, you've seen it with your eyes. You know there's volleying going on, but you're saying it is our volley. Well, brothers and sisters, that is all I have for this year reaction vibrations. What are your thoughts, man? Is it just me? Or what are your thoughts, guys? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Tune in for the next one. I'll be doing a bit later on the Mr. X reaction, guys. But right now, I'm going to go eat my lunch. All you tell your lunch already? Yes. Time for me to eat my lunch. Not so. Anyways, brothers and sisters, about Mr. X on this here, Brbptv. Give this video a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up button, brothers and sisters. I would appreciate that. And subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can pretty much get the latest vibrations when they tend to come through right there and then. Help this channel grow, brothers and sisters, by subscribing. I would appreciate that. If you're new and you like the vibes, you know, I keep it 100% real. Layers, if you don't like it, message me in the comment box below if I tell you untruths, brothers and sisters. Because I myself, I'm seeking to find answers for things that don't seem to make any sense at all. You know, I mean, it's bare objective reality. But then again, you know, sometimes when I look at the world, brothers and sisters, you tend to wonder what on earth is going on. Because the Laborites are acting exactly like the Democrats in the United States. Exactly the same thing. Boy, that is truly something special, eh? They are destroying the black community. And they're making noise about the orange man who has done more for the black community, who has given an amount of monies for HBCU colleges. When the president one come in, he cut it. He cut funding for the black schools. And they will still vote and make a complaint and say we need funding for the black schools. Gassa, boy. I don't think it's a human problem, brothers and sisters, to tell you the truth. Because if it was a human problem, every human would face that problem. I think it has to do with a thinking problem. A lot of people move away from logical thinking to what their feelings. Oh, I don't like him because he orange. Oh, I don't like him because he don't have dimples. Oh, he ugly. You know, it's a beauty contester. Gasa. Yes, sir. Yeah. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. It's pretty much all about for this year. Brbptv, be real, be positive.